What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want to.
Sadia Khan, a woman that charges $8,000 an hour for relationship advice, has been outed for being a side chick.
The famous psychologist, relationship coach, Sadia Khan, did I get the name correctly? Is being called out of being a side chick. Let's get into it. Hey beautiful people, how you all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How have you all been? Hope you guys are doing great. So the popular relationship psychologist, YouTuber, influencer, and all that is being called out and being exposed allegedly for being a side chick. So there is an audio recording going around the internet that's gotten everybody talking of a girl, a fiance of the man allegedly she's sleeping with, called her and was kind of confronting her literally of sleeping with her fiance, and she too was responding, talking about how she's going to like a whole mess, like literally, and everybody is really shocked because this woman, this gives solid relationship advice out on the internet. Some are good, some are not. Like I will say, some eat, why some are just But anyway, a lot of people are shocked because she has made her entire career about giving people advice on relationships and how to be high valued and be a high valued man, high valued woman, attracted, how to act, what to do. And people are like saying that if you are pushing all this pushing and yet you still bring yourself down to the place where you are a side chick to a man that is engaged and soon to be married, what does that say about you? So anyway, this has struck a lot of conversation. So let's go hear this audio clip, people's reaction to it, and then I'll come back and share my top. But you guys let me know if you know this relationship coach and what your thoughts about this. And apparently some people are saying that she's not a psychologist. Anyway, let's get into it.
What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want to.
Go on.
And I can do it on your wedding day and your birthday.
Okay, well,
and the
we'll
days
see.
After.
Okay.
I've been in situations where he's been with you in a social setting. He'll call me after.
This is the biggest scandal that Sadia Khan doesn't want you to know about her.
Wow.
She preaches on her page and on her content that she's a high-value woman. She can teach you how to attract a high-value woman if you're a man for thousands of dollars for one-on-one coaching. Let's see how much she values herself as a woman.
The main thing I would say to be a high value woman is always you have ability to reject attention.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
The third step towards becoming a high value woman, and this is genuinely so important, it's self-awareness. Now,
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
only one thing that all women want.
What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want to.
Go
and
on.
I can do it on your wedding day.
Wow.
What are you going to do about it? I'll suck his dick if you have an attitude, and I can do it today if I want to.
Ever since this voice note has come out, I have started to do a bit of a background research on Sadia Khan. Just from a quick Google search, there are some things that have certainly raised some questions for me with regards to her professional background. Now, if you go on her website here, she stated she's a psychologist and relationship coach. But when you click on the link, the term psychologist completely vanishes. Now, in order to be a psychologist, the general threshold is for you to have some kind of doctorate, something more advanced than a master's. And as you can see, when you go down in her qualifications, there's no indication of that, of having any kind of doctorate.
I taught psychology for so many years in London and then Dubai. During COVID, because I had so much time off, I started going into therapy. And then just about a year or so ago, I quit teaching and I started posting a few of my therapy videos online.
Sadia is currently practicing in Dubai, which means that she would either need to be accredited with the DHA or the CDA, which she has not indicated anywhere. Where's the evidence of this? It's very common in our line of work, due to the nature of what we do, for us professionals to be questioned on our qualifications, how long we've been working in the field, who we're governed with. Anyone claiming to be working under these protected titles, please do not hesitate to check out people's credentials and ask for evidence of this. You are allowed to do this. This is your right as someone that will be working with someone in the therapeutic field, because at the end of the day, you need to know that the person you're working with is legit. counseling and psychotherapy field, it's a constant developing profession, and we're expected to continue learning, reflecting and growing. We're constantly expected to adhere to competencies of supervision from day one. So you'd expect a therapist to be empathic because it's a non-judgmental space, right?
Unreasonable to expect your husband to still be attracted to you when you let yourself go. And if you really gained a lot of weight and you become a different woman and then he has an affair and you're shocked, you can't be shocked.
This approach is not only harmful, but it's massively dismissive. Our role isn't to rationalize cheating by body shaming women. When that comes from a professional, that is extremely harmful.
He's been with you in a social setting. He'll call me.
With regards to this infamous voice note, I'm not going to comment too much on it because at the end of the day, it could be Sadia, it could be AI, we just don't know. But ultimately, the reason why I made this video was because I felt a professional obligation to protect the integrity of my profession.
I know for a fact you guys weren't expecting this one, but the female dating coaches in 2025 are not looking good. And you know what's crazy? I actually like a lot of Sadia's content. I think a lot of her takes are very good, but it's crazy to see the dichotomy of what she talks about on the internet versus her real life. Here's a dating coach, a expert in psychology, that talks about being a high value woman, a high value man, being a side chick, yelling at a woman that's engaged to a man. Now, while we don't have the full context about it, this alone is very embarrassing, and it's pretty much all we really need to see. A woman taking pride in destroying another woman's relationship is not good in my book. It just goes to show that the way that people talk and live on the internet is not always true.
Sadia Khan, a woman that charges $8,000 an hour for relationship advice, has been outed for being a side chick. I think it's important for people to be qualified to give you life advice, meaning that they should, at the very least, live the life that you want to lead. Okay, like I'm not an astronaut, right? But if I give you advice on how to be an astronaut, I might be right, but you should take it with a grain of salt, right? I think the same thing applies here. If you're going to listen to someone that claims to be a relationship guru and someone that is going to help you be led to the promised land, they should already be at the promised land, right? It's like working with a trainer that is fit as opposed to working with a trainer that just knows a theory. You want someone that's living the lifestyle, I'd say, in most cases. So I will say though, the only relationship therapist or like psychologist or like coach, if you will, that is legit is probably Esther Perel. Look her up, she's amazing. As you know, some not so traditional approaches to some of the problems we face in relationships in the modern era, but she actually is married to somebody decent. Last time I checked, is a wonderful person to be around, at least in terms of like how she talks and how she carries herself, and is quite understanding in the struggles that people go through. So at least in my mind, she's not a fraud. Like, she's the only person that I've listened to that is definitely worth looking into and maybe adopting some of the philosophies in your own relationships. But I digress. Look into the people that give you advice. That's all I gotta say. I mean, it might, even if they don't live that life that you want, you know, you can still listen to them, but just be on guard, be awake about it. Don't just blindly follow people for no reason, right?
So plain and simple, I'm not hopping on the Sadia hate train. Sadia gives solid advice. Whether she chooses to practice what she preaches, that's on her. But she gives solid advice. Okay? Y'all listen to y'all bosses, professors, politicians, and whoever the hell else. Okay? And we don't know what they're doing in their private life, in their private time, in their downtime. We don't know what their morals really look like.
Sure.
But we're not judging them, right? Sadia all of a sudden is just this, oh, I knew there was something about her that I didn't like. I didn't this. And y'all the same people that followed her. Y'all the same people that was all in her comments, in agreement with her. And all of a sudden, the masses are against her. And y'all against her too. Y'all don't have no mind of your own. You have no mind of your own. You just follow. That's it. You just follow. Okay, you may not like what she's done. My point is that her advice has always been very solid. Also, I'm going to need y'all to stop acting like y'all are so holier than thou and like y'all don't be doing nothing behind closed doors, nothing behind the scenes, nothing that people don't know about. Everything is so morally correct and ethical. Please, spare me. Like, argue with him if you want to. You're going to be arguing with yourself, but it's a decision. And if you feel like that says something about me, then fine, because I actually don't what people think about me. Okay? I have one life to live. I'm going to live it the way I choose to live it. Whatever you choose to do with your life, that's your business. I'm not judging you. I don't care.
I wonder how many of you are still going to pay like £129 or going on £500 to go listen to Sadia Khan speak about high value relationships and modern day dating. Even though she is or was a side chick to a fiance, being very, very horrible and weird to another woman that was with someone else and she was, yuck. Guys, this is why I say, take everything you see online with a pinch of salt. Even here, right? We're all human. But you see some of these relationship coaches, guys, please, women, so she's charging like, what, 500 and something pound for a video call. And I don't know how long ago it was. You know, we're all human, we make mistakes. But to even ever be happy and whatnot, to be a side chick, being so horrible and weird to another woman about it, oh God, I just think we all make mistakes and whatnot, but that is just, girl, no. And you know, a lot of these relationship gurus and whatnot, girl, don't be paying money. That's why, don't be paying all these thousands of pounds, hundreds of pounds for them, right? It's absolutely absurd behavior. And a lot of them, I'm not trying to be rude, guys, but they're not even married. That's why I won't call myself a relationship coach or guru or whatnot. Maybe in a couple of years or whatnot if I'm married. I don't know, but like, come on. Like, but am I surprised? Am I surprised, girl? No. Am I surprised? No. Like, I can tell with an aura, like, her aura is not giving...
That's crazy about the Sadia Khan lady. Another one bites the dust. Cheyenne Bryant and her. Just to be supposed to have all the game in the world, and you out here like a side of rice. So that's wild. And to be so vulgar and so like immature. That's a crazy thing. She sat up there in her little podcast songs was like, and don't do this and don't do that. And then she on the phone like, I will SD him if I want to. So yeah. So I don't know how that's gonna affect her business. For me, stuff like that, I'm always just like, I can't look at you the same. Everything she says, I'll just be like, but since you want audio recording going crazy over a man that's somebody else's man. So salute.
Stop telling women to decenter men. Because women hate to hear this, but it takes a special kind of strength to decenter men. And vice versa for men with women. Men and women are each other's kryptonite. So it's not useful to come online and tell women to completely move away from something that kind of orbits their universe. Which is why I specifically focus on teaching women how to date men in terms of how to understand men, how to know what their agenda is and how to work around it so you get what you want out of a relationship with a man. Because the reality is, I know that if any woman could find a man that's loving, respectful, loyal, caring, good at communication, why wouldn't you want that? Like, we're not put on the earth to be solitary creatures. All of this to say, I am not in any way confused, baffled, shocked to hear about what is happening with Sadia Khan. If you don't know, allegedly, she has been exposed as being a side chick to a man who is engaged. And while it's not behavior that I would encourage, I'm not judging her because at the end of the day, stuff like this happens all the time. And I will always go back and blame the patriarchy, because if you did not convince women that their number one achievement in life is getting a man, then we would not have a lot of these behaviors. If women were taught from birth to stand in their independence, be themselves, fend for themselves and not rely on men for being a provider. Men are not providers, but I digress. And just to add to that, please stop listening to dating and relationship coaches that are not married. I want to add happily married, but that's subjective. We can't get into that. But someone who is not able to implement the skills to maintain a long-term successful relationship that ends up in marriage, which is the pinnacle, if you say, of marriage, is not qualified to teach you how to do so. Just at a baseline. No shade to Sadia Khan, because I actually really love her advice. And FYI, I don't think you should discount her advice because this has happened. I mean, girl. But I still like your advice. But mainly, stop thinking that it's men or no men. That is not the solution to the dating issue we have right now. The solution to the dating issue we have right now is understanding men, understanding how men think, understanding what they've been taught, understanding how the patriarchy and misogyny affects their behavior and affects you as a woman and affects your life, so that you can look at the overall situation and make a plan to get what you want out of it, whether that's a relationship, whether that's a marriage, whether that's love. And I hope it's all of those things, because you absolutely deserve it. But also, it might be being single. There is nothing. We need to take away the shame and stigma that is around being single. And I know that's probably hard to hear for me as someone who's married, but baby, singleness is an option if people don't play their position. And I love my man, so that is not an option for me right now. But it's better to be single and safe and stress-free than to be arguing with somebody's fiance on the phone, baby. Tell you the truth. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you. Mwah.
Wow, this is crazy. Let me know down in the comment section if you know this relationship life coach, and do you agree with some of our take? And are you shocked by this new development allegedly? Anyway, guys, go down in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this story down in the comment section. But as always, please keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a very respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thought. Love to know what you think. For me, this is crazy. And all this is all allegedly, because it's an audio that was released out there, and she hasn't come to say anything about it to confirm or deny it. So it's all allegedly. But this is where I want to say, first off, some of our advice might be it. Some of our advice are good. Some of our advice, I squint on it and I'm like, But it is what it is. If you know me, I'm very open-minded when it comes to we having different opinion. I know that, and for me, it's good. It's good for us to all have different opinion, because that just shows where we're coming from. But one thing I want to point out here, I was trying to look and check how old she is. It's not as if age really matters, but hold on, guys. Age, okay, she's 37, so she's a grown woman. So it's not as if like, oh, age really matters. But the truth is that when it comes to relation, and this is why I don't like giving relationship advice. I like sharing people's stories so people learn and subconsciously learn. Yes, I'll give one or two, like, okay, from my own take. And that's why I always say personally, because everybody experience and everybody's way of how they perceive life is different. But one thing I want to tell people is that be very, very careful the type of advice you listen on the internet. Some people are just putting on a facade. Some people are just there for the money. You get it? Some people are just giving this advice because they know, oh, that's what's going to bring the car. Why they don't walk the walk? It's not as if there's anything wrong with going to get the bag. Like, if that's it for you, do you? But for me personally, I feel like when it comes to impacting people and telling people go on this direction, it is very misleading when you are not walking the walk but you're talking the talk. It's, for me personally, very deceitful and it's very misleading. So be very, you're one of those people that you perceive a certain you're called to a certain calling. Like, I personally, I'm not saying a man and a woman cannot get together or there's anything wrong with being in a relationship. There's nothing wrong. And that's why when people say that, oh, because I talk about decentering men and centering yourself, it means, oh, we don't want men. No, we want a healthy, beautiful relationship. And that's why I'm like, it's better to be alone, like the last creator said. It's better to be alone, single, than to be in a relationship that is toxic, that is draining you. And a lot of the time, we need to unprogram a lot of the things that we are being taught, because we're being made to believe that that is the all and all. And that has made women to put themselves in disgusting situation where they literally, you're sleeping with a man that has a fiance, you are the side chick and all that. So ladies, one thing I'll always say, and all that comes from still the cocoa in our head that has been put, a man is the prize. I need to have a man, no matter how, who, what he does, who he is, his dynamic. I just need to have a man. And we need to get out of it. Do I look at her in a side way? Of course I will. I'm a human. I'll judge a little, okay? But it is what it is. Some people are pushing, some people are talking the talk, they are not walking the walk. And then you on the internet, you just need to use your discernment and follow. We saw the Weasel Lee's one too. Some people, this is all facade for them. they know what they are doing in their personal life. They don't even believe in what they preach. And that for me, that's a very dangerous dynamic where you preach something and you're doing something else. So please use your discernment when you move around and listen to people and their advice. Not that some of our advice, like I said, eight, some of our advice I agree with, and some I squint on it, but it is what it is. But yeah, ladies, do the work. Nobody's saying being in a relationship or having a relationship is bad. What I'm saying is that have a healthy relationship. And for you to be able to have a healthy relationship, you need to have a healthy relationship with yourself, because that will put you in the place where you are not compelled to be in a relationship or in any means necessary. You love yourself, you know yourself, you're contact with yourself. And if you come across somebody that is ready and willing to treat you the way you want to be treated, which that is also relative, everybody wants what they desire out of a relationship or a partnership, then be in it. Like, not being alone and having to do life with someone is so beautiful. It's one of the beautiful things you ever experience, but do it in a healthy way, not the one that is taking, like, is draining you rather than pouring and adding into you. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this story and the fact that this lady charges 8,000, ridiculous amount of money. Like, who are these people paying this money? I've said it before. Who are these people paying all this ridiculous amount of money? Because at this point, I think you people should be paying me. But anyway, that's just joking. But yeah, it's really ridiculous paying this type of money for an advice or something that it's, I don't know. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this story down in the comment section. Go ahead and share your thought, but please keep it respectful. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go ahead and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push up my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl here. So go on and do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.